There are some quotes and passages from The Lord of the Rings that I think are particularly useful in difficult times, and sitting here in an absurdly warm November, in the middle of a dry spell, the day after the 2024 presidential election, here are a few that come to mind for me. Most well-known is probably the dialogue between Frodo and Gandalf that shows up in the movie. And Frodo says, "I wish it need not have happened in my time." And Gandalf replies, "So do all who see such times, but that is not for them to decide. All they need to decide is what to do with the time that is given them." And I'm thinking a lot about that recently. The Lord of the Rings is very much a book about hope and action. And what's interesting to me is that the characters aren't always hopeful. In fact, there are many times in the stories where the characters confess that they don't have much hope, that they don't think that things are going to be okay, right? After Gandalf appears to die in Moria, Aragorn says, "Come, we must do without hope." Faramir says it is long since we had any hope, and Faramir is one of the, principal agents of Gondor, the guy who's doing the most militarily against Mordor, and he's operating without hope at all. Even Sam, who is by all accounts like among the most hopeful of the company, right? Even in him, hope gives out when he's at the bottom of Mount Doom and realizing that he probably won't be able to get Frodo all the way up there, and even if he does, Frodo's not going to be able to destroy the ring, and he says, "Okay, I'm going to do it anyway." What's interesting to me about all that is that the Fellowship, by and large, operates without hope, or at least without any assurance that they're going to be successful. And all the great deeds that happen in The Lord of the Rings, all the great battles and the trials and tribulations are done by people who don't know that they're going to win. In fact, think that they're probably going to lose. But there's only one path forward that gets them to the goal that they're looking for, and they decide to pursue it. And you look at somebody like Denethor, who gives up hope, and in some ways, Denethor is not that different from the other characters in The Lord of the Rings. He just makes different decisions. Like, he also does not have much hope, but what he does is decide to kill himself. And in killing himself, he tries to kill Faramir as well, and he gives up the defense of the city. And, the Lord of Minas Tirith could have done a lot to raise up the spirits and contribute to the defense of the city. He decides not to do it, and it is a material blow to the good guys in the story. Compare that to what activists are saying today about hope. It lines up pretty well, I think. Greta Thunberg says that hope is something that we earn, right? There's a framing that you do the actions because they are the right actions, and you know that if you are successful, that's what's going to save the world. But you get hope after doing the actions. It's the result of coming together with other people and striving for a cause and building community and sometimes winning that gives somebody hope that things are going to be different. It's not the other way around. It's not you choose to hope and then you do things that are necessary. You do things that are necessary, and that brings you hope. So that's what I'm reflecting on this sad November 6th, and this is probably going to show up in my book on The Lord of the Rings at some point. But this is how I'm processing today. Hope you're doing okay.